Frank. Congratulations on your 100th show. It's been a great watch. I watch it most every day. Good luck. I hope there's no more shows after a couple of weeks. 200 days would be too long.
I don't have the microphone on. Hi.
Hi, everybody.
Happy Thursday. We always know it's Thursday, especially when our good friend Pam is here. Hi, Pam.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you today?
Doing great.
We're sorry we are very late today. We had a little technical difficulty as we're getting set up here outside. Blue.
It is beautiful.
It's
beautiful.
Absolutely beautiful out here.
And a beautiful afternoon.
We had a nice, too bad you can't truly see the view in the background, but we have this really nice view today. Clear skies.
I love tugboats. I would think.
Isn't it nice to sit here? I love to sit here after dinner with a drink or a dessert over here, and you just listen to the boats come by. It is really nice.
Yeah. It's my favorite view ever since Tugs, RH Tugs.
Yeah. You know what? I never got to experience your volume.
I did.
No.
Damn.
Yeah, you got a little more. Yeah, we got a little music. We got a little ambiance today. Hi, everybody. Glad you made it and found us. I'm not sure. It really is nice out here today. It is not as hot as it was the last.
Yeah,
the last couple of times doing this outside was very, very hot.
We got lucky today.
So Pam, how are you today? You're back to work?
Oh, yes.
I know the last 2 days a little rough. You know, the Advance kind of made a big announcement about the sale of the building, which is a sad story.
Yes, it's what it is. And the Advance is selling the building. That doesn't mean that the paper is ending. And, it's going to continue on. And paper will print out of New Jersey, the Star Ledger's facility. And that will be that. So
The changes have been coming for quite some time. I mean, it's not this. I don't want to say this is not surprising. To an extent, maybe it's not. It's been here for so long, it's not going anywhere, which is the good thing. But hopefully, the online presence is growing, and you're losing your neighborhood print in your backyard. I think
and you kind of hold on to that community place where, the Staten Island people probably still kind of see each other and gather occasionally. So, you hate to kind of see that go. I mean, I remember going back to when I used to take scores into the paper after the league.
We were talking about that with Joe DiModio not too long ago.
1 o'clock in the morning and see the sports guys downstairs.
I remember those days very vividly. That's when I started at the paper, and you can go in 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
There's always somebody there.
Yeah.
I did do that for a little time. I thought that was very interesting. And then, of course, we were faxing scores and stuff. And now it's we get complaints when the information isn't emailed properly. So, Joe, if you're watching, we know. And he called us out. Yeah, he wants to copy and paste. And, we've learned over the years that, listen, if you want your story told, and I think this is with any medium, provide it as complete as possible.
Right. And easy for them to convert into a story.
So,
cheers
to a beautiful Thursday,
yes.
Episode 105.
Many more years.
And employment. Welcome back to the party.
Anyway, so Flower and Oak is going to be reopening
tomorrow.
Mike Mollick is the chef there, and he's going to be opening it up. That's down on Minturn Street in Hopkinsville.
I've eaten there a couple of times. It's nice there.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah. Spent a lot on the design of it, and we're trying to get the easy on the place. Mike is the chef and kind of taking a little bit more of an ownership role. Anyway, there's a lot of changes. We have some new restaurants. There's a Moxie restaurant, which is
top of the old Mario's. We talked about that the other day. We had to go there and enjoy dinner one night. I saw pictures of some meals yesterday.
Yeah, they're officially opening tomorrow, I think.
Awesome. It looks absolutely beautiful. And not that it was an ugly, it really wasn't ugly. Mario it was a really nice looking place to begin with.
Yeah,
and he totally changed it. He put a lot of money into this place. So
absolutely. You can tell all the surfaces were top shelf.
Oh yeah. New door. The doors that open up to the street, which, hey, maybe something he was planning, or maybe he had the opportunity to do it in this time frame.
Right.
Flower and Oak, I haven't been able to go in yet. The last time I saw inside, going to enjoy, we went to Flagship for a fundraiser one night with On Your Mark, and we were looking to hang out after. We walked in, and there was nobody hanging out, and they were just about closing. I was like, all right, I guess we'll have to come back another time.
Yeah, it's nice.
But I had that good pizza.
Yeah, it's
Small.
it's great.
Is the concept small plates? Or is it all over the place?
It's all over the place, you know. But I'm just looking at some of the things that Mike had done. He sent me a picture, Matthew. Pappardelle with ossobuco ragu and charred burrata, chicken cherry pepper pie, scallops over bacon, and pea risotto. Very colorful.
Oh, that looks really good.
Anyway, so that's kind of
Check that out.
what they're doing.
Oh, you see that?
So that's from flour and oak.
Oh, that looks delicious.
It's really good.
My stuff, and so that adds to the collection of restaurants down on Hillthorne Street. They've been closing off the street so you can do sidewalk dining.
So they have been closing up the street. Because I know they were talking about it, and they actually did it.
I think they actually did it. I haven't specifically seen it. It's from the Instagram post.
Just for dining.
Right. I was going to say, because I don't think it's closed all the time. Because actually on my way home, I kind of still see cars parked out there. So they probably are closed at nighttime.
Maybe.
Yeah. Friday night we're gonna enjoy Rudolph Lane and check that out. Some friends and I. So we so let's go check it out. Let's go see. We'll go dine in the middle of
Rudolph Lane.
Who would do? Who thought, right?
Yeah, I think it's great. I think it's inventive at this time frame. I know you're not. We've talked about it, and she's not a big fan of it because it changes traffic patterns. But at the same time, for a little while, we'll see. I think they extended it through the end of August.
Oh wow, yeah. And, it's interesting. I was reading a story yesterday that was a little overwhelming. It was like working a rabbit warren. Basically, it was talking about a lot of restaurant owners getting visits almost every single day, maybe sometimes twice a day. In the case of some place on Forest Avenue from different government officials.
Really?
Yeah, and then I was trying to track down who it was that was visiting them, and it's actually the state liquor authority, which doesn't surprise me, but they're the ones also state liquor authority and the Department of Health from the state, not the city. The city is not starting the health department inspections until August. So
I have friends in business around the bowling centers around the country, and they're getting visits from the CDC in some states. They've sent them out to to do some
ones that are open.
Facilities that are open. Yeah, I was on so our friend Beth Stanley every Wednesday does what they call peer talks.
I saw that she was doing something.
I haven't been able to go on. It's a Zoom call at 2:00 every day. So finally, I was able to go on yesterday because we don't do a show at 2. And it was 60 people from all over actually.
Did she
Canada.
just start that? Because I saw
about 4 weeks ago she started.
Okay.
And the cool part, it's people from inside of our industry, all different types of businesses, trampoline places, bowling centers, pizza places. I mean, just all entertainment, Canada, United States. And they were talking about their reopening and what it looked like. Some have been shut down, some are reopened, some are open, closed. But the CDC visit seems to be a new thing. And for the places they're visiting, it's more about the cleanliness procedures.
Seeing if they have
and making sure they have the signage. So interesting to see how that works out. So Beth's going to come on our show next week.
Oh,
she's very excited. She invited herself.
I know that.
However, she's on our short list to come on. But I wanted her to come and talk about the industries that she's getting the opportunity. And it was a great opportunity to meet with people.
That might be one of our longest shows also.
That might be. I know we can talk. And Nelson Figgy talks, but Beth can probably talk the whole time.
Really? She's the first one to drop the.
No. She hasn't been on the show yet.
Okay.
One of our professional bowlers did that. No, Beth is in the. She trains entertainment. She does training services and consulting for our business.
Oh, get out.
We use her for staff
really
training and consulting on the birthday party business. She's really good. She does different things. And the cool part is just having a touch on the industry.
She's a good facilitator too, I believe. Yeah. She's good at getting people to communicate, which obviously makes her a good trainer. But she's really good. I think that would be interesting. I may pop on next week.
You may pop. Oh, the Pure Talk. Yeah, you should. And I will say the cool part, when Christine Garlisi was on the show with us from the Hilton, she was talking about how they're just happy people. They're amazing people with service. And she was talking about not using the term social distancing and physical distance. And we've kind of talked about it. And it's funny because in all of our new signage, we're embracing. We want people to be social, but keep physical distance. Stay the F away from me. It's kind of what keep your physical distance, but be social. And it's on that call yesterday,
Oh, really?
a lot of them have embraced that same message with
That's good.
their clients, and so it's cool to see. It's cool to see that. Sean Rash, do they have Italian ice there or New York pizza? We are having neither of those things today. They don't have. I don't think they have ice today. They have gelato. Or anything.
Yeah. Well, they used to.
And so Sean will make sure you have to have Italian ice and gelato. Sean was our guest yesterday, professional bowler, and he's been busy.
He's living in Chicago now.
From Alaska.
Right.
Where did you guys
Poor
go
soul.
yesterday?
Bowling
alley?
No, yeah, we're in our.
Yeah.
This is the only day that we travel.
All right.
Just for you.
Just for you.
Sorry, I didn't
To experience the the idea basically was to go on the road and show off what's happening in al fresco dining, visit our friends in the business and support while showcasing some food. And of course,
And eat while we're here.
we don't usually eat lunch, Pam. So this is like the last couple of weeks.
It's a treat for us.
We do eat lunch. We order in every day. However, in the last
Not
4
during
months,
the pandemic.
I haven't had lunch at all. I've had my breakfast, and I
You know
don't
what
usually
it
eat
is,
breakfast,
it's made intermittent fasting much easier.
which is a thing.
To not eat until 4 o'clock, it's not a problem. It's not a problem.
The only bad thing is last week, our host Biagio was amazing, and he was awesome to sit with. And I wish you could have heard all of the conversation that we had last week. Biagio and Adrian were talking about.
And after the show,
And we were there for another hour.
Yeah.
Adrian Adrian Ferretti is a dentist, and she's a pretty remarkable woman. And she's not feeling well, so she's actually been in the hospital. She doesn't have COVID or anything, but she's just not well. So
Keep her in our thoughts and prayers. I
great
sent
for
her a message this morning
Didn't
too.
know that.
great person.
Actually, she got me a little scared last week on Friday. After Friday, I checked in with her. Thanks for joining us on Thursday. And she says, I don't feel good. I'm sick as a dog. And I was like, we were all just together. Are you trying to tell me
You know what?
something?
Actually, she wore her mask a lot of the time when she was there.
Yeah.
So.
Well, she's that person too.
Yeah, she definitely
She's a little neurotic, which makes her an amazing person. She reminds me of our very own Vicky Fischetti.
Yeah, she's
Big personality.
Adrian is a hill topper, which might explain everything's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And her
Back to the saddle shoes.
yeah.
her saddle shoes. So I still have my saddle shoes. by the way.
So I do want to know, because now the last few weeks we've asked this question. Not everybody has actually gone out and dined. And for those that are watching, have you dined out? If you've dined out, where have you been?
Gone, and how was it?
And talk about your experience. Share your experience a little bit.
How it was.
It's interesting because some people aren't comfortable going out and dining out, and this was pointed out by Rob DeLuca's Italian restaurant. He was saying how people, he knows when they're not ready. Because they'll come in and they're a little edgy about getting anybody near anybody.
Sorry to interrupt. Did you folks get a chance to look at the menu? Did you want to put in anything to start?
Ladies, you want to order something to show off the menu here?
I'm gonna leave that to Pam.
Oh, me?
Oh, well, she definitely wants the burrata.
Oh,
Yeah,
definitely.
yes, that's her thing.
Go ahead, Pam. Pick a couple things for us.
Other than that,
Did you pick a nice wrap out? Nice, you have chicken wrap maybe?
Chicken wrap? Yeah, sure,
Right,
absolutely.
and then we'll maybe cut it into threes.
Yeah, we can do that for you. We have a chicken parmesan wrap. I don't know if you like that. Actually,
I'm
it's still in
game.
here.
Let's do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then just cut that into threes.
Yeah.
Sounds great.
Now we have different kind of wraps. We have a sun-dried tomato wrap, garlic wrap, whole wheat, or regular.
We'll do a whole week.
A week?
Yeah, makes us feel a little bit better about what we're doing.
Perfect.
And also do the eggplant stracciatella.
Yes, absolutely. All right, so I'll put that in for you folks. Sure. Do you want me to take these menus out of the way?
Leave one.
Okay.
So is this available all day, or is this the lunch?
That is the lunch. So that's available until 3 p.m.
So 3 p.m. The blue sandwich board.
I'm gonna take one of these.
Pick one of these. I mean, yes, we're in the age of paper menus, so they typically get thrown out sadly after each use, or hopefully recycled for other use. We'd be shredding these and using them for something.
Yes.
Beautiful menus.
They are. He did a really nice job. But he's got this great menu, separated beef, poultry, garden, and
Very
fish.
nice.
Nice selection too. Not
Yeah, $14.95, $15.95 different sandwiches
And it's
and
interesting.
burgers.
And during the pandemic, Blue and Julian's other restaurants, Bayou and Beso, were selling cold cuts.
Cold cuts, right? Yeah.
I guess it was a way to utilize the inventory, which I thought was pretty smart.
He was saying I had asked him about that last week when I was with him. He said, he goes, yeah, I tried. He wanted to stay in his lane and not go out of the lane, but provide something to keep himself relevant and busy. And I mean, cold cuts worked. I mean, selling cold cuts.
Right.
He has it. He's using it. Might as well. You know, he's not selling, you know, other things, but he was selling, making. That's like ordering a Diet Coke and a ring ding. That's the chicken parm wrap on a whole week.
I think you nailed it.
That is so true. It makes you feel a little bit better about what you're ordering.
Lois, I forget you guys are cousins.
And now you're
Hello,
cousins.
Ann.
So now it's cousin
Yes.
Pam, cousin
Yes.
Lois.
I guess we're all cousins.
Everybody is Lois's cousin.
I'll tell you a funny story. My cousins live out, my real cousins live in Great Kills. They live on Ramble Road. And every time I go out there, I like, just, you know, I even went out there like 3 or 4 weeks in a row. I get lost when I'm out there. So like clockwork, I'll say I'll be there at 1, and then like at 7 minutes after the hour, I'll call my cousin. I'm like, I'm on Death Road. Where are you?
Well, Frankie and I were a little concerned yesterday when we heard that you were at DeLuca's because you had definitely crossed over the expressway.
Yes.
You went over the Mississippi. You crossed the Mississippi River.
I did cross the Mason-Dixie line.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, but what's interesting is like for some reason because of La Bella Marketplace and Angelina's, I know how to navigate after that peninsula. Like the other
As long
side
as I
of the
get
railroad.
to that.
And talk about Labellas. That is an experience in itself.
Yeah.
That's a wonderful supermarket. I don't know if you've ever been there, but that is a great place. They make their own mozzarella.
Everything.
The produce aisle is incredible, and you hear people speaking Italian. Great.
It's like you just came off the boat. You entered Little Italy.
Literally came off the boat.
And it's funny because you can go there and then you go to Angelina's and be in the same, you know, feel like
Same
you never
thing.
left.
Same thing.
I went in there. I go in there several times. I've been in there, but it's dangerous. One of the last times.
It's hard to
drop
just,
a paycheck.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it depends on what you're buying because somebody says, oh, it's expensive. And I think every market has their own thing.
it's a special.
Like I'm not going to go to Hillside and buy Clorox wipes. Right. I mean, I would go to somewhere just because they only sell so many and they're going to be more expensive. But like La Bella, for Celebrity Chef 2 years ago, we went in there to buy sauce and specific stuff for the pasta. And Tina's father, his recipe, and he says, you got to buy this sauce. That's okay. And he likes the Italian sauce in the jars. So now I'm standing there and I'm looking. And there's, I don't know, 10 different brands of tomato sauce in jars, fresh tomatoes, not in English. Then there's the cans, and I'm standing there, and so Tina comes by, and she goes, it's this one. Okay, it's this one. And then one of the staff come over and say, can I help you? I said, yeah. I don't know what I'd ever need all of these different
But I do want to buy one of each, just to try.
And that was the question we talked about a while ago. What brand do you prefer? And everybody has their brand that they like. But it's just funny. And then the cheese, you can get lost in their cheese selection.
Oh, speaking of and then the pasta, because I was watching TikTok friends. The lady
TikTok friends. They're your friends. Are they your cousins?
Hey, my cousins.
The TikTok cousins.
My cousin on TikTok, and she was talking about pasta, and she was talking about the specific kind of pasta you should buy.
Okay.
Because it's more, it's closer to fresh than what we buy now. So I thought it was very interesting. It's just, there's, like you said, there's such a wide range of, stuff available, and look at where we are. We can get anything here.
We're very lucky that we have access to here on Staten Island.
Yeah.
Which, it's funny when people from around the country that we know or people that have moved always talk about, that they don't have access. I remember when my uncle moved to California, they used to talk about shipping stuff to California on a regular basis because he didn't have access to it.
Wow. We take it for granted that we can go to any supermarket or deli and get a ball of fresh made mozzarella.
Yeah.
Most likely it's been made that day.
Yeah.
But I'm writing today about zucchini blossoms, and I was hoping that maybe you guys can help out with this. So the squash blossoms are interesting. Like we grow them in our garden. In fact, we have one plant that we use just the blossoms and not the zucchini. Right. But what I do is I don't even stuff them. I take them and I batter them with just simple all-purpose flour, and sometimes I'll add a little baking powder to make it puff up. But just all-purpose flour, and then a little salt and pepper, and then just, add some seltzer and maybe an egg, and make it like fluffy, and then just deep fry it in vegetable oil. But I'm
Oh,
curious to know what
Interesting.
you do.
That sounds
Like a
delicious.
But or stuff it with like a harder cheese, like a fontina cheese, where it just melts
so
out
much,
all
right?
out of the place.
We make them with the little goat cheese. I mean, that's
nice.
typical, the little goat cheese. I don't like a heavy batter. But what we've also done though, if you like the heavy batter or don't mind, you can also we use the Zeppeli dough.
Right.
So if somebody brings them to the bowling alley, I mean, Tina takes the Zeppeli dough, dips them, and
What a
we
good
stuff them in
idea.
Zipper. And because that's a relatively light dough to begin with. I mean, it's sticky, but that works too. But that sounds really good. And I use seltzer in my pancake batter. That was one of my grandpa's tricks.
Yeah, that's a great trick. That or beer.
Well,
So those who have a garden, zucchini flowers, what do you do with them? If you're paying attention or looking at the chat.
And where have you had them? Like the Celli restaurant, the guy who an old timer, he used to grow them for the Celli restaurant, and the guy died in COVID over the winter, and so they don't have their source of zucchini blossoms. And a woman on South Avenue in Travis, I don't know if you've ever seen her.
Travis and Victory.
She's got like a sign up that says zucchini blossoms. And I don't know.
Sorry to interrupt again, folks. I apologize for the inconvenience. We do not have whole wheat wraps today. We do have sun-dried tomatoes, spinach, or garlic.
Let's do spinach, red, white, and green.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
No problem. That's it. Call him Julian.
Get a big one of them.
But then other places that have them, like they'll put them on a pizza, and on Port Richmond Avenue they have them in cans. I don't know if you've ever seen this. But they're like,
Really?
I know, I've never seen that.
So it's like not pickle, but brine, I guess. But you can use them in quesadillas.
I'll eat them any which way. But the lady on Travis and Victory, she's still there?
She's still there, but she doesn't have the sign. When she puts the sign out, she's got them available. When she doesn't put the sign out, she doesn't.
I have yet to stop there, and I always see the sign come up and down, and they have the chickens. Somebody has the chickens next door, so I always laugh when I see them. But I laugh when I see the sign because a lot of them pop up.
She does a beautiful job. I think they're $2 a piece, but she picks them when they're open in the morning, and she like fills them like a piece of paper or something, and then they close around it so that they're still open.
So they kind of open.
She packs them so beautifully, and they're in the fridge. It's very nice.
I'll have to look for the sign and stop.
Might have to.
The last time I had them in a couple places, Angelina's. So I had them not so long ago. Actually, last time I had it was before the shutdown, and very simple, light battered. And Basilio always has them. I mean, in season, and they're real kind of, but they will kind of do the same.
Same basic.
Yeah.
Sometimes ricotta cheese, and they use a little much to picking it up.
I had a really beautiful batch of zucchini flowers, squash blossoms. I don't know if they're the zucchini is squash, butternut squash, or a pumpkin. So it's generally a squash blossom. But I the most delicious one is sepi. My neighbor ordered them to go. She got them delivered. It was the most scrumptious thing. It was filled with goat cheese, but it was topped with breadcrumb that had been roasted with a little bit of pesto.
Ooh.
And it was topped. It was so beautifully, and it was served with cracked green olives, pitted green olives, and patty pan squash. So I mean, it was perfect like the squash, the patty pan squash. But those little things that look like tops, paired with the blossom. I thought it was so smart, brilliant.
Yeah, Seppi, they do a nice job.
They do Seppi's and Irby in Stapleton, and also doing great things in Stapleton is you have the Richmond on Van Duzer Street, and also Vinham right across the street. Those are Massimo Felice.
Right on Bay Street.
On Bay Street, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Well, the Richmond has the patio on the right hand. That's the old Gatsby, right?
They've
had the patio at least on the right side.
It's got a nice bridge view and so on and so forth. But also, so we mentioned this before, but Costa Vino, which is the former Barca down in Irby, also has a beautiful seaside dining. And
so are they open? Are they open?
They are.
I thought there was a mention that they couldn't open because of the existing structure.
There's some issue with the fact that it was attached to the building. So anyway, so they set it up. So it's very nice.
Oh,
they
good.
were able to do sidewalk dining basically.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
It's been hard to get a reservation if you called. Or check them out online. But they've been, I don't know how many tables they actually have. But
so the tap room isn't, but maybe here.
That is open.
Okay.
That is open as Well, there was a new venture that they did with the same management, same chef, doing both places. That's John Gorka is the manager. He's a Staten Island native, and then the chef is Josh Lorano, who's really talented. He used to work with Mario Batali.
I had before we closed. We talked about this. We went there for dinner, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
We were there. I think it was either the Saturday or the Sunday before the shutdown.
Because we were texting, and I was like, the server was awesome.
Yeah.
Pasta
Vino. This was right before the shutdown.
It was the weekend before.
I could argue the whole glove thing, and my experience in a couple places wasn't necessarily a good thing.
That's what we were talking about.
They handle money, then they're handling. There's a couple things that you have to change them out.
Usually the servers don't, though.
Yeah, it depends on the place.
I honestly had to laugh because around the 15th of March, which was around the time just before the restaurants basically closed for dining, I got a kick out of the fact that, and I'm not going to mention the restaurant name, but there was a restaurant on the South Shore that was like really proud of the fact that everybody's washing their hands and everybody's got hand sanitizer and we've got this, and I'm like, what were you doing before this? And everybody's like, 500 likes on the We're sent out need some drinks. Whatever.
So now you're washing your hands.
Yeah. That tells me a lot about what you did before.
That is a little part of my concern throughout all this.
We talk about
Do you create doubt that you were ever clean before by oversharing, or taking it to the next level? And I feel like, even in our business, we're constantly, we always, the shoes, but we sanitize all the time, and people comment on that. They make sure to tell us, it's clean, this and everything. So if you overtell the story, it makes you feel like, were they not doing it? So that's my concern.
You don't want to fall short of making people feel comfortable. Right. But then there's a line almost that you step over where it's like too much.
Right. And if you're creating doubt that before,
doing it,
I was coming in before. Right. I'm a firm believer that also you don't get sick from going places. You get sick from being around sick people and people being stupid.
I find it, it's like a bully move almost. The bully is the one to shove something in your face and say like, "Oh yeah, you don't like it? Well, here, So, but anyway, it's the cleanliness thing. When people shove it in your face, generally,
right.
Sign of the opposite.
I've been to a couple places where I might not go back because I noticed that maybe after we left, the table wasn't completely clean. They just went back like normal service. And so I have my reservations a little bit, and we shouldn't feel that way. You want to put on a show for the consumer too. I think it goes both ways. One, you need to be clean. There's no reason for anybody not to be clean. At the same point, put the show on. Make sure people see you going above and beyond.
Right, wiping surfaces down.
Yeah, it doesn't take much. You were talking about zucchini flowers, and so I picked up this picture. This is our pumpkin plants that's outside the bowling center. And check out these flowers. They're huge. They're about this big, right?
Oh, mine doesn't have flowers yet.
They're all over. So I took this picture last week. Yeah,
sorry.
Don't mind us. You're the most important thing here anyway. But Seth, this is growing out on Delaware and Highland Boulevard. So we might be in a new business by the fall.
Yes.
It might be
Open up a little stand.
Pumpkin patch. So the funny part, the first day we had flowers, I had taken a picture and there was just one, and he was this big, he's huge. And the next day I come into work and Arturo, Tina says, "Look what Arturo's got," and there were 3 big flowers. He thought there was zucchini. And I was like, "Oh my God, you're ruining my plant." So I made him feel bad, but at the same time I said it was all good. And then we didn't eat them. By the time she forgot about them and they were sitting there, I was like, "Well, that's a waste." But they smell a little bit more floral than
pumpkin
zucchini
flowers?
and squash, like the other flowers. Yeah, I picked them up and I was like, "Oh, can we even eat this?" Like it seemed very floral, but maybe because they're brand spanking new.
Yeah, that's amazing.
No bud.
Wow.
Just no fruit, but they're the bees have to. The pumpkin plant's a little different.
Right.
Birds and bees, right?
That's how it works.
Well, the pumpkin is the squash and the pumpkin are in the gourd family. So every year at this time of the year, my headline in the advance is always, "Oh my gourd."
Oh my gourd.
Can't help it.
But we had some really good butternut squash. They were sitting on my counter and I had yet to.
Oh, you mean you
roast them? Came in the box.
Right. I got my box Today, I think. Yes, today. They barely made it up the stairs. They left it like right in the middle of
produce
my
box.
wall. Yeah.
The Delegate Squash is one of my new favorites.
Did you get it again?
I haven't gotten it again.
Oh.
And it's not even the add-on. So Delegate Squash
Sorry,
is one
I
of my new
thought
favorites.
it was one of my kids. Sorry.
Yeah, well, listen, you gotta.
So they're smaller. They're more like they're gourds, but you roast them with the skin on, and it's one of the only ones you can. Have you cooked Delegate Squash?
Yeah, I have actually.
So-
Fried beef.
Yeah, but then you slice them up and like chips almost. And I have to say they really. Oh, I can't wait to find them and cook them again.
Yeah, I haven't seen them anywhere.
Cut 'em up.
Saw them in the box.
Salt, pepper,
I
olive
didn't
oil.
get them. I didn't get them, but I saw that you got it. I was like,
I was excited. But they haven't been on my customizable
They
box.
haven't been.
Biscuits box. Like,
Yeah.
So we have. You guys know your food. I'm just so impressed.
we like food.
You know
Look
your
at us.
stuff. Pretty
he's a
impressive.
professional.
Unbelievable. But no, the other interesting thing with this whole pandemic is watching the people like mindful cross-contamination, how they wear the mask, like the thing that the people wear, the beautician things. It's
Oh,
like
the shield.
Oh, the shield.
I don't know if that.
Well,
you
actually,
consider that protection in the food
I
business?
was watching something about whether they felt like that was better protection or worse, and they said that it is good protection because it protects your eyes additionally. Whereas when you're wearing a mask, your eyes aren't protected.
You can get the coronavirus in the eye.
Yeah, but
Crazy virus.
and it normally they felt like it was better protection because for the droplets, whatever you want to call it, aerosol, is probably not going to come this way. If it's coming at you, it's probably going to come this way. So yeah, it was. They felt like some places you would be better off wearing the shield.
Yeah, I think personally, I think it's personal comfort. I think that's the people that have decided to wear them. It's personal comfort. They can wear a lighter mask, and they can wear that too.
This is the
But
thing.
the only thing I don't understand is this,
No, well, listen.
and I'm seeing this more and more and more.
Oh,
Well, some people, and this is why they felt the shield was better.
This is not.
For people who have breathing problems, for people who have a tendency to touch their face, whereas with the shield, which is almost everybody actually, with the shield you really can't touch your
Right, you
face.
can't just face.
I found a couple of interesting things. One is if you wear the mask, the disposable thing too much, it causes these little fibers to come up.
Yes,
and it
they
tickles
tick
your
your
nose.
nose all the time.
And that's why people are constantly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened to me. But
Yeah.
the other thing is just, I don't know, it's just uncomfortable and it's very claustrophobic.
Well,
You gotta
yeah.
wear it, but
Yeah.
Yeah, you have ones that aren't as necessarily, you don't feel tight. This one was made by a friend, and this is, I like it,
oh,
but
very
it's
cool.
it's a bowling one, but it is a little tight around, so it does pull back a little bit.
Yeah.
So, but I wear it out all the time.
Right.
Did you wash it?
Yeah.
How
So
many
one bowl,
how many layers is that? Is that 2 layers?
it's two.
Yeah.
And over time, this has been stretching a little bit, and you need to find one that's a little bit looser.
Right.
But to wear it under your nose, it defeats the purpose.
Right.
And I'm seeing that a lot now in the stores where employees are required to wear them all day long.
Yeah.
And I understand that's a challenge, but then we need to make sure we have the right comfortable masks. To
So
wear.
you're seeing employees do it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's unfortunate.
Don't get any ideas because our staff are going. Dorothy, we are dining at Blue on Richmond Terrace today. So they've got this beautiful outdoor. He did a really nice job.
This was, I mean, he started out with a beautiful space here.
Right, so this was
So he had
what you call it?
pergola.
A pergola. I'm going to call it a gondola every time.
That would be on the water.
Yeah, that's right. He had a
Maybe
gondola.
next.
He had a pergola here, which was beautiful, but it was, of course, it's open. And now he put this beautiful tent, nice lighting, and then the awning on the other side, this red awning you can see, has always been there, but he put the tufts underneath to fancy it up. And then now on the other side, there's a whole new deck,
I'm gonna check that out.
which just has
before I leave,
tables and chairs with umbrellas, and it's really, really nice.
It's got a nice space.
Plus the view, you can't beat the view. And what he was saying last week, I was talking with him. They've been down by the train tracks. If you've ever been here, they're right on the which
Right.
was the North Rail.
Next to the
He put flower beds, some gardens and flower beds, and it looks really nice.
It is. It's very pretty, and one thing that I appreciate very, very much is the smell of things, and I think that wearing the masks too, it doesn't.
Yeah.
I like. So anyway, but I want to tell you what we're smelling, and I know this sounds it's part of eating and dining. Is that you can smell a little bit of the brine in the water, and also the freshness of the air and the trees are moving. It's just very nice.
Yeah.
I just really enjoy it.
This
very
is
much.
one of our favorite spots.
I do like, and I for longest time coming here for dinner. But then before these wrought iron, you can see these wrought iron tables behind us. These
Used
the
to
chairs,
be on the
yeah, they were against the wall. So that was you come out here for an after dinner drink, which was really nice. Right. So come out of the restaurant, and you could eat. You were able to eat dinner on them, but to come out here if they were open to have a dinner after drink a dessert, just chill out is really nice, and you get this beautiful view when the big ships are in the way.
I like the ships.
Oh, I do. I love watching them go back and forth.
Yeah, they're impressive.
Yeah.
Some of them are like stories
Hey,
high.
it's funny because every once in a while one will come by and it blocks the whole view, and it's
So when you see these containers, these ships with containers come by, what's the first thing that you think?
well, you forget who my husband is, right?
Yeah, no.
So he will give me the entire story
Oh.
of where that container probably
How
came
does he
from.
know it?
Because he used to be a truck driver, so he used to go.
He used to pick up the containers and then send them.
So he can say whether it's good or bad for the economy, because if they're leaving and they're empty, that's not good. So
that is an excellent point. That's an
but yeah,
excellent
he
point.
used to give me like the whole rundown. I guess maybe that's part of why we kind of like to come here, because it's kind of
It's
Great
nostalgic for him
yeah,
too.
it's nostalgic for him. So
I find it also interesting when you see the water line of the ship. You tell if
Yeah.
it's full
yeah,
or
Oh, yeah.
empty, like the red line. The higher up it is, the less it's contained.
So what do you think when you see besides your husband? What do you and what is there anything that comes to mind when you see these containers coming by? Do you think about what might be on them?
oh, you know me. I see people in cars having discussions, and I always wonder what they're talking about. So. Yeah, I always wonder what's on there. But we have somebody who could probably tell us that.
We do.
From Quattroji.
Well, she works for Chiquias. So when you see these boats, is there anything that comes to mind?
I think of the power behind them. Like, I mean, especially these massive ships. And I don't know, sometimes if you're standing near them, it's like you can feel the turbine.
Yeah.
And you can smell the brine coming up from the turbine.
Yeah.
And my kids play at Snug Harbor Little League, which is not far from here. Sometimes massive ships come by. Like, you wonder why, like, the sun is so different.
All of a sudden it's getting a little dark, right?
I love Staten Island on so many levels, but one of the things that I love is that it's an island, which we don't always appreciate because you're not always on the shoreline. And it depends on where you are on the island then.
Right,
Different boat
different.
traffic, like the break kills or, the recreational stuff and cool things too. And it always impresses me whenever I see a ski jet.
Oh yeah.
A jet ski rather,
Yeah.
coming through the harbor. I'm like,
Yeah.
You see
Yeah,
them more on the
that's
south,
scary.
on the outside. If you're sitting outside of Angelina's, you see them all day long.
Well, they
Coming from New
had
Jersey
they had
I see them
actually
here for
a
sure.
business down by Penny Beach, which is at the foot of Highland Boulevard.
Yep.
They used to have a jet ski launch there.
Oh, really?
They used
Oh, I
to,
know that.
yeah.
well,
I know it's a little scary to me.
oh gosh, and
People
then the
riding
whip over there.
jet skis. Yeah.
In this water, it's a little different. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not the Caribbean. The bodies.
Well,
What harbor are you looking at?
Speaking of ships, I always think about
I love the tugboats.
stowaways that might be on the
oh,
boat. How many
that's definitely
people
something
or
I would think
how
about.
much food? I think about the food and what's on them, but I think about one of the first things that comes to me. How many stowaways might be on that ship?
Get out of here.
Always comes to. I guess we watch too many Criminal Minds and TV, but I always
Not
think.
wrong.
I always think about that when I see the ships. Criminal Minds. It's not good. So we talk about smell.
There's
And
a
I-
jet ski guy.
and it's-
Look at that jet ski.
As we're talking about, 3 of them. When talking about the smell, what I smell here is so much different than what I smell outside of the marina. So when you're on the East Coast, for whatever reason, it smells more briny. I don't know what salty
at the marina.
at the marina than it does here, or even on the South Shore. Yeah.
Well, on the North Shore, I mean, we used to have a boat, and the boat's name was Crab Cake. And then we got another boat called Crab Cake too. They were tiny little things, tiny little things. My husband loves to fish.
Right.
So we would go to over here in the harbor by the Statue of Liberty, whatever. This great striper, stripers over there usually. And the water smells peppery. It smells like pepper, and like there's just
It's different, right?
it's just deeper. I think it's
Right,
deeper over here.
right. That could definitely
You
have
know.
something to do with it.
There's also like a fishy smell, not in a bad
Right.
way, but like you could smell like, more shallow, and I think that the boat tends to hit things in the water. You can see at night. I love watching when you go through jellyfish. It like lights up the
Oh,
water.
yeah.
It's like they get all chopped up.
We're just gonna throw it on the table,
All right, sounds
and we'll
good.
deal with it.
There is the eggplant.
Oh,
Sure.
show that off too.
Appreciate it.
Right.
Thank you. That's all Nazareth.
Oh, of course, we get fries with sandwich.
Chicken parmesan.
Oh, look at this.
Enjoy. Thank you. Okay, let me know if
All right,
you
so
need
now we have
anything
to-
else. You said
we have
you
to
wanted the water, right?
Show this off
Yes.
a little bit.
Sure, very much.
I promise I'm not going to spill it like last week. So this is a little bit. So this is eggplant stracciatella, cheese.
Right. They did a nice job of it.
Yeah.
I gotta get a picture of that too. Show off the burrata with a nice tomato salad underneath.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
French fries, and then a good old fashioned.
Sorry, guys.
You're okay.
A lot of them.
You do the same thing. Good. Chicken parm wrap. I'm gonna take pictures as well, Pam. Because if anybody knows and they follow us, we're always taking pictures of food. And Dennis, I am also always thinking about the junk from China. That's what he says when he sees the boats. He says how much more junk from China might be on those.
Thank you, Rosemary. Let's see here. Looks pretty, yes. And also, it's interesting. Burrata cheese has to be served at room temperature, otherwise it doesn't have that moment.
It doesn't, right.
I always do this. I always touch the plate to see if it's cold or hot. If you're having hot food, you should have a hot plate.
I have to say that drives me nuts. I've been to places where you get dessert on a hot plate.
Yeah.
That should never happen, unless it's a hot dessert. But
Well, I
ice
was just
cold.
gonna say.
And I mean, it could be that they're so busy.
I was just gonna say, it came right out of the dishwasher.
Literally came right out of the dishwasher, and then they put this cold dessert on the plate, and it comes to silverware too, I believe. I know there are some places that are really good at it. Go ahead, take it. They put, which is smart, the spoons and the forks in the refrigerator before they serve the dessert with you. And I mean, but there's nothing like getting, to your point, a hot plate when you shouldn't be getting a hot
It
plate.
certainly makes the ice cream melt faster.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, so we're getting a question here on the other feed. Cheers, about when we're opening up, and we sadly we do not have any guidance. I feel like I repeat myself sometimes to the same people. We are in phase 4. New York City. We have identified in phase 4, but we're not in phase 4 yet.
Sorry.
If all went well, we would have been entering phase 4 on Monday,
Monday.
and it doesn't look like that's going to happen here in New York City. The governor spoke Monday. I don't know if he's coming back to speak any day this week.
Thank you.
That's usually a telltale sign of something.
Oh, good. I'm glad you're enjoying. Thank you
Don't
so
mind.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And we're in the second part of what will be of phase 4, and we still don't have clear guidance on what that might look like.
So you don't think phase 4 is going to be Monday?
in my opinion,
Personal opinion? Yeah.
no, I don't think. Even if we're entering phase 4 on Monday, I think it's going to be the nonsense stuff.
Right.
But the malls, I think there's a misunderstanding about the malls. So the Staten Island Mall is open, but it's the outside stores
The
that
anchor
have
stores.
right. So the stores that are outside that have outdoor entrances, you cannot go into the mall and shop. They're doing curbside. So if you went to the
Right.
you could order from the Apple store and they'll do delivery for $9.
Well,
They do like the delivery thing.
we were at the Apple store.
Sir, excuse me, got some ketchup for the fries for you?
Oh, thank God.
you.
No
We
problem.
were missing them.
Thank you.
We were missing something. We went to the Apple store a couple of weeks ago, and they were set up outside.
Yeah.
Outside the mall, you couldn't go in, and sat in your car. They have parking spaces set up for them. Pull up in the parking spot. They come over to your car. If you set up an appointment ahead of time, they look you up. And They take care of everything.
If anybody
outside.
can do it, they're the ones that are going to be able to do it
yes,
and do
I
it
agree.
fast. Because
Yeah.
even the whole experience walking into the Apple Store when you need help
Right.
makes it easy. But the shopping,
Everything is kind of automated.
so my point is, the more people keep saying that the balls are open, and then the advance reported about them upgrading the filtration system, which is true, but they still can't open.
Right.
That is one of the requirements for them to be able to open. So yes, as long as they make those upgrades and changes, they'll be able to open. But they have to still wait for the go ahead.
Right.
But the outside stores are open. And that was one of the questions I got. Oh, when you open, how come the mall's open? And that's it's tough.
Kind of misinformation.
Misleading. We're really good.
Yeah, that's very good. I find it very interesting that excuse me, I'm sorry. It's like a sneeze coming up. Sorry, I won't.
You're fine.
I think I question the fact that we have to get these new upgrades in the HVAC system. I think, what were we doing before? You know, again, like how bad was it?
I think my biggest beef here is that we're talking out of multiple sides of the mouth, and we're not being consistent. And yes, I understand that grocery stores and some of these big box stores are essential. At the same time, they've been open the whole time.
Yeah.
They were not required, because this whole air filtration thing is a new discovery within what they're learning, which is fine. But nobody's going back to them and saying that they have to make these changes.
Right.
They're requiring everybody else. And on Staten Island, Costco's a very large building. In some cases, these stores are bigger than bowling centers.
Yes, absolutely. And a
they're
lot
very-
of them, man.
So, and more people enter those on a daily basis, in and out constantly.
So true.
So why is it okay
has to
for
do-
why is it okay for them to? I don't. Yes, we've said that we believe that it has to do with the mask, and you're going to be in the bowling center without a mask for a longer period of time because of your bowling. But when you're bowling, you don't wear a mask. When you come off the lane, you have to wear a mask.
But having said that,
Still doesn't make
some of the stores are not requiring masks.
Yeah.
I mean, now they might be.
Right. Well, it depends on the state. And depending on the state where you live, I'm glad that Walmart is making that decision, because I think
Walmart and Sam's Club, I believe.
but same company. It's clear cut.
Right.
It's clear cut. You went to that store, no matter where you are, you have to wear the mask.
Right.
And so states are adopting the mask laws finally. I don't understand why it's a big deal in certain states. It's been very clear for us here.
What, you're talking about Texas?
Yeah, in any state. I mean, our friends in Oregon were having arguments with the state over this.
Because they don't
have clear guidance of.
Oh.
No, they don't have clear guidance of when you have to wear the mask.
Oh.
In New York and New Jersey, you have to wear the mask.
Whenever you're
When you
Right.
can't social distance. So if you're around people and you cannot social distance, then that is when you're required to wear the mask.
It's simple.
Here's your tugboat.
There it is.
Very cool. I love it.
I'm not a huge chicken parm person all the time, especially in sandwich, but this is so classic.
Isn't that good?
It is. It's delicious.
Can I serve you?
Wow. Love it. I'm excited. I want to dig into that eggplant. That eggplant on a nice Royal Crown bread would be even better.
So, just my tomatoes. Thank you. My pleasure.
So I'm glad we're making you hungry.
I'll take one.
Our job is to make you hungry and then want to go out and dine
Yeah.
and visit our friends. I have gotten some feedback that after they've watched our show, they've gone in and dined. Absolutely.
Every place we've gone, though, has been amazing.
Awesome. And
The only
it's funny.
one I missed was Basil, but I had been there for dinner, and I know
You
how
missed
awesome it is, right?
You missed that. You missed a good lunch at Besso. I'm so sorry, Nancy.
Guacamole was wonderful. It's good.
Yeah, it's good. The guacamole and our favorite, the Maduro.
Yes. That was
So Julian did say they were open at Bayou, and I haven't seen that space at Bayou
Okay.
that he's got tables. So it's in the back.
uh-huh.
I know, like the way that if you ever go in the restaurant, that old building, we'll have to do 10 laps around Rob's after. It's funny, if you come by the bowling center every day, I do walk around the building for about 20 minutes each day just to get out and moving. People think I'm crazy. I get waves now from the Island Auto, but I'm usually on the phone or listening to music. But I because I'm not, when we're open, we're constantly moving around. We're not moving, so I do my laps around the bowling center. So today, yes, I'm going to make sure I do for sure.
You run?
I walk. I just run. No, I'm not running. Unless I have my gear.
Oh, somebody's chasing them.
Or somebody's chasing me.
No, I'm good. Thank you so much.
Anyway, if you ever go into Bayou, and when you go to the back of the restaurant, there's a step up,
Yeah,
and
there's
then
a
there's
whole
like that
separate
big
little-
window, which
Okay.
reminds me of like that. That goes out to the back alleyway where if it wasn't closed off, you'd be climbing through the window because you're already climbing through the window to get into that. That step up is a window. And then there's another one. It's just it's interesting. It's a really interesting space.
I think Frank Run does it so. Yes, you're going to do 10 laps around Rabs after that. Absolutely. It's funny, I haven't walked in a while in my neighborhood. I've been to Silver Lake Golf Course was closed for golf. It was such a remarkable place. And it was such a nice place of discovery. And I actually found they had such wildlife there, including I saw skunks for the first time.
Really?
At dusk, the skunks come out. And I smelled it like several times in one part of the golf course. Then one day, one evening, there was a whole skunk family, and they traveled like in a little line. The little kittens go right underneath the mother. It was really amazing.
Really?
Yeah,
That is so
I've never
funny.
seen anything like that.
We by me, I always see skunks, and at first you smell them, you think that it's some kids somebody smoking pot outside or something.
Right.
But there is a clear. I mean, it smells like the bad stuff does smell like skunk, but there is a clear difference when you smell skunk.
Right.
And so I remember I was on the phone, someone all of a sudden, skunk ran right across me in the car, and he stunk. Thankfully, it wasn't like in front of my car where
it took it into you.
Yeah, because that's happened. If you're driving up Staten and you're not paying attention, all of a sudden skunk kind of runs under you and it just permeates.
Or
the car.
you run
Oh my
over.
gosh, really?
But in Great Hills, going into Fresh Hills, I mean, there's tons of them.
Really?
There's a lot of different the wildlife is absolutely incredible. The birds you see a lot of egrets flying. There's a lot of different types of birds flying over. There's a hawk somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
There might be a couple of them, but there's at least one that I know I see every so often.
All right, onion always does it to me.
Allergic?
I don't know. Like, I always get like that. Whoop,
So speaking of onion, chopping an onion, what's your trick? What is your trick to not crying when chopping an onion? Obviously, you cried eating one, so when chopping an onion, you have a trick?
I take the skin off, and then I slice it down the middle. That's usually how I do it, and then usually if you hit that really central part, I think really knock yourself out. But I was very surprised. I always saw that trick with the pit, the avocado, not turning it brown, and you tried it, right? And it works.
So,
What, to leave the pit in?
when you're making guacamole or something, every morning I have avocados. If I get them,
Right.
I make the avocado toast.
Right.
And the trick that I've always done, you spray a little Pam on the top of the guacamole or the avocado,
Oh, really?
and then you take the saran wrap and put it right on.
Right.
Which I like that, and I do that anyway because otherwise you get that film on top. So you take the saran wrap or the cling, whatever you want to use,
Right.
and put it straight flat on the surface. But it will still turn brown. So you need lemon juice, lime juice is always a thing. So Arturo was making guacamole for him and Tina, snack bar, a few weeks ago, and he left the pit in the bowl. And I'm going, at first I didn't realize it was the pit. I said, what do you do with that? He goes, it doesn't turn brown. So well, try it. It works like a charm. Every day I add to it or use it for 3 days, almost 4 days.
Oh, wow.
It did not turn brown.
Really? I have a guacamole thing that after you make the guacamole, you put the top on it. It essentially does the same thing as a saran wrap. You push it down and it closes flat against the.
So you have a gadget for that.
I have a gadget. Yes, that I do.
And it doesn't work.
And it works. Absolutely.
But the pit definitely works.
I'm going to try that.
So, of course, I opened it. My mother says, well, of course it works. The avocado doesn't turn brown with the pit inside the avocado. And so that's not the case.
Good.
It has the skin on it.
But yeah, sure. Never knew.
I'll tell you, not a funny story, but our dishwasher is broken 3 times in the history of our home ownership over the last 20 years. 3 times. And it's always on like a big holiday.
Of course.
After I completely load up the machine. Well, anyway, so our machine broke about 3 years ago. And I'm finally getting a new one today.
Good.
being delivered to me. But anyway, I learned something very interesting when actually reading the manual for our last new machine, which was that if you have your dishwasher closed for a long period of time, it creates a lot of gases, and you can get like a little explosion, or you can open it up after not opening it up for a while and get yourself knocked out.
Really?
What?
It creates a lot of gas.
Oh, I get. Well, because it's hooked up to the water line from your sink.
Right.
So maybe in
I
that
see.
way it backs up or
Lost stream. Is that what we're talking about here? I think Dennis is piping in there about that.
What is it?
He's saying lost,
lost
stream.
stream.
Lost stream.
Oh, we lost the stream. He lost us speaking.
No. Oh, yep. We're frozen.
Looks like we froze. We back?
Oh, goodness. I'm a little behind, but
Frozen, lost the stream.
But anyway, I'm gonna get my dishwasher in a little while.
No worries.
what restaurant would you recommend? My daughter's boyfriend is vegan.
Okay.
So where could we go that would have a nice variety of food, but would have some vegan options?
Here would be good because they respect this.
That's my first choice.
Could probably do. I get this question a lot.
Oh, we're back. Okay.
Talking about vegan food.
We're talking about vegan
So that's,
choices.
yeah, that's a good question.
Do
So,
you like Indian food? Go to the garden. It's wonderful. I mean, it's to go. You know, to go option. And then Lapuana, which is in Stapleton.
that's
it's on
Sri
Bay
Lankan,
Street.
the Sri Lankan place.
It's kind of a famous Sri Lankan place.
Say that, what's the name?
Lapuana.
Oh, on Bay Street.
So much.
That's my father's old building.
Oh, get out.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
What was it? What was it before?
Richmond Glass and Mirror.
Do you remember what's that Chinese restaurant that was up there?
Tung Bo.
Tung Bo.
Yeah, it was on. That was further up Broad Street. Remember Tung Bo?
It's on the second floor?
No, that restaurant was next to the 5 and 10. It was next to Woolworths. That was on the second floor. I've never gone to that one, but I don't remember the name of that one.
It's amazing. It was on the second floor.
Yeah, Tung Bo was further up. That used to be by D&L Meats, which was Joe Laverty's dad.
Oh, okay. I only know from stories. I don't,
Yes.
this is,
And
we weren't North Shore. We didn't grow up on the North Shore. So
Right.
Sometimes this is a whole other world.
yeah, and there was a Italian restaurant that just
Oh, it's on that Brian in the ocean.
the name of it just went out of my head.
This is ridiculous. So this is a take on an eggplant parm.
So it's the whole eggplant smashed.
I don't,
Oh,
it
it's
seems
good?
like it's a,
Okay, taking a big bite here.
it looks like the baby eggplant's quartered. Right?
It was
Yeah.
a gracious way of
Perhaps.
doing it.
Ro-
No.
roasted with the little sauce and then the stracciatella cheese on top.
Oh,
Roasted eggplant.
have you ordered this before?
No. I mean, when I usually see eggplant, I see cheese. And that's always something that's a go-to.
Very, very nice.
Of course, this is, I really like this.
Thanks for having me, guys. It's very nice.
No, well, thank you for being
you for
our
joining us.
Thursday regular. Pam, you're no longer a guest; you're our co-host on Thursday, so it's nice to.
I didn't bring flowers today. I'm just gonna bring
Oh,
sorry.
you know what? We're going to talk about. We're going to talk about Pam later because
You know, Pam didn't bring flowers.
Racing out of the house with my kids. Oh my goodness. So yes.
So their lives are kind of getting back to something close to more normal, right? Sports are back for them.
Thank God for baseball. But there's a lot of hesitation for children to want to play. I don't know how long it'll be before we truly get back to normal. Nobody
Yeah.
Hillside Swim Club is open.
I saw a couple of the swim clubs. I saw one of them was had an advertisement.
Oh yeah.
It seemed like a newer one. Is it one on the South Shore?
I don't know. I know that they got to go to open, and I mean, there's a lot of guidelines, certain things that they can and can't do, but I see we live by Great Hills Swim Club,
Right.
and they were open. But, I mean, it's at the same time, you know, it's an investment. We're talking. I was talking with Vinny Malera the other day, and they have
over here.
That was
I'm going to
excellent.
take this
Thank
out
you.
of the way for you. So there's some more.
And they belong to a club of some kind. And he said, well, we're not going to pay all this money when you can't use all the amenities. Somebody was telling me this past week, depending on your facility, your bathroom has to be within 100 feet of the spa and tub, the spa and the pool. Well, that's not always, I mean, to go to the bathroom, I mean, you have to go, sometimes you have to go indoors most of the time or to the pool house. And if that's a requirement, that's a struggle for many of them.
Is that a new requirement?
I think it's a new requirement because of this. So I know people who manage, two specific people that were talking, they manage buildings, and this was one of the things that shared community, shared pool and stuff, but the bathrooms weren't within 100 feet, so they can't open the pool. Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, the swim clubs like Great Hills, I mean, you have plenty of, it's close, for at least from the pool area. If you're up only on the deck, it's a little bit further, but okay. I mean, it is what it is. You're going to go to the bathroom. I don't know if they don't want to encourage people to sadly do their business. I don't know.
I can't.
That's part of the problem these days. What's happening now, we've got a lot of new regulations that
seem to not make sense without explanation.
Metered across the board.
Right.
Yeah. No, I hear you. Like, why a pool club and not a bowling? I hear you.
Yeah.
You have to get a whole new.
Why a grocery store and not a bowling alley? We have to upgrade. We have to just do some upgrades. So we're already using some of the filters. So we're just going to change the filter type. And now we're looking at these devices. They're basically UV lights that go into the units. But there's a MERV system. There's a MERV system that kind of does the same thing. But instead of it's got the light and the filters all built into one. And you know, it just causes more maintenance. Is what's going to wind up happening. What's going to be happening. Anyway.
Of course.
So we're here outside of Blue today. Thanks for watching.
Yeah.
Episode 105, we've been doing this. I say this every day, but Jesus. Christ. We just want to get back to bowling.
That's what we want to do.
Back to normal. But this was fun. I know, fun for us. I hope it's fun for you watching and watching us eat.
Hopefully you're sharing your lunch with us. And
you get to see, get inspired by the next time you get to go out and enjoy. Again, this place it's beautiful.
Reservations recommended to come here. It's very difficult at night. They're really crowded.
We were here last Friday night for dinner, Saturday night for dinner, and it was busy. But the night we had the rain, and it was busy. We had a reservation the week before. The first week we couldn't get a reservation because they were so busy.
Yeah.
So and I think it's a lot with all the restaurants that they're limited with capacity. So be sure if you're dining out, check out
because they definitely do not
their
have
website and social media for reservation information. Yeah. Anyway, hey Pam, thanks for being here with us today.
Sorry, my kids are beckoning.
Don't be sorry.
Kids are kids. That's what they do.
Don't forget the Pro Shop. We've been sharing this, but check out the post on our Facebook page here. The Pro Shop is open for services. Make an appointment. Naz can't wait to see you along with Jimmy.
We really can't. Jimmy misses everybody.
So you can make an appointment. Either we can go in your locker and get your stuff and service your equipment, or you come in person. Check it out. 2 options. We know you can't wait to get back to bowling, and we want to be able to get you back to bowling faster.
Absolutely.
And Pam, we know we've been saying, be like Harry, wear a mask. and Naz,
wash your hands, please. Please. Should have been doing it before.
Yeah.
Shouldn't need a meme.
We shouldn't need a meme to tell you, or signage to tell you how to wash your hands. Hey, we're back here tomorrow at noon, and we're talking to our friends from the JCC, talk about what's happening there in our community and at the JCC. And before you know, it'll be the weekend. We'll have 2 days off, and we'll be back at this Monday, which we thought, over a month ago, we thought was going to be phase 4, and we'd be coming at you open. So sadly, we're not. Sadly, we're continuing to be shut down.
Yes. But
brighter days are ahead.
They are. And you got to stay positive and look forward to being open and welcoming everybody back. That's where we're
Blinders on. We have something to look forward to.
straight ahead.
Sure.
Straight ahead.
Smash the like button.
Yeah. And if you're watching on YouTube,
That little bell.
after you follow us and like it, there's a little bell there. Hit the bell so you get notified when we're live. That's my new favorite thing.
I know she likes the bell. She learned that on the TikTok. We look forward to see
Actually, I learned it on YouTube.
on YouTube.
That's it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
That's okay. Don't
Insult you.
mix.
Anyway,
No,
the
no.
YouTube and the
Don't
TikTok.
mix the social media platforms.
Well, we look forward to seeing you tomorrow. We're back here tomorrow at noon, and you just never know. You never know what's going to happen. But until then, we will see you then. And
And thanks, Pam, for joining us.
yeah,
That was awesome.
we'll see you tomorrow.